Good morning. Welcome to the American University of Iraq, Baghdad. I'm Alicia Holland, the director of the American Spaces program here at AUIB, and we are delighted to have you here with us today. Hosting this moot court is a first for AUIB, and we hope to share many more firsts with you as the university grows and contributes to our communities, industries, and the nation. Thank you for joining us, and a special welcome to our partners in hosting this event, the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research, the Commercial Law Development Program, and the U.S. Department of State. To open today's ceremony and event agenda, I would like to introduce our president, Dr. Michael Mulnix. Dr. Mulnix is AUIB's founding president and has been involved with the development of the university since 2018. He was previously founding president of the American University of Kurdistan and has served as a dean, associate dean, chair of graduate business programs, and professor of communications at institutions in the Middle East for the past decade. Prior to that, he was president of Antioch University, Santa Barbara, dean of the School of Graduate Studies and Research at the University of the Incarnate Word in San Antonio, vice president for institutional advancement at Our Lady of the Lake University, also in San Antonio, executive director of university relations at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, director of public affairs at the American Association of State Colleges and Universities in Washington, D.C., an assistant to the chancellor and director of university relations at the former University of Alaska, Juneau. Dr. Mulnix has written dozens of successful grants and has had significant success in fundraising and government relations. Dr. Mulnix?
I think we got the sound fixed. Is the sound a little bit better? It was very tinny. Is it okay now? Okay. Thank you, Alicia. Wherever she went. Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Well, welcome to American University of Iraq, Baghdad. It's good to have you here. It's quite a nice crowd. A lot of good-looking people here. It reminds me more of a Hollywood premiere than a moot court competition. Anyway, for those of you who have never been to this campus before, welcome. Please consider this your home. You'll always be welcome here. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administrators at AUIB, let me just say that we're honored to be hosting this event. AUIB is only 1 year old. We opened on Valentine's Day last year. So it's very, very special for us to have been chosen to host this competition. And so a sincere welcome to everyone today, to the university presidents, deans, faculty, students, ministers and ministry representatives, embassy representatives, judges, attorneys, interested spectators, and more. I sincerely hope that everyone has a very special time over the course of the next few days on this campus. Feel free to wander around. Go into the buildings. Take a look around. I think you'll be impressed with what you see. The tile work, the architecture, the decor. It's a very, very special place. I arrived here 4.5 years ago. It wasn't so special. The buildings were really run down. There were birds, snakes, glass was broken out. It's amazing what 4.5 years and $250 million can do. It helps you really renovate the buildings. We opened, as I said, on Valentine's Day last year with 3 colleges: the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Business, and the College of International Studies. Just several weeks ago, we opened 3 additional colleges: the College of Pharmacy, the College of Dentistry, and the College of Law. Over the next several years, you'll see a lot of construction going on as we build new buildings from the ground up. For the College of Architecture, the College of Design, the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, the College of Education, the College of Engineering, College of Healthcare Technology, College of Nursing, and sort of the granddaddy of them all, the College of Medicine, complete with a 220-bed teaching hospital. AUIB is what can best be described as a Tier 1, Research 1 university. What do we mean by that? Tier 1 is the very highest level, the highest caliber university you can find, okay? Research 1 is the highest caliber of research that can be done at a university. That is our goal, that is our aspiration, to be among the best of the very best, so that Iraq will be incredibly proud of this institution. AUIB is an American-style liberal arts university that is focused on reviving Iraq's economy and restoring it to its historic role of leadership in the Middle East and beyond. Unlike many universities in the region, our students get a broad-based liberal arts education in addition to their specialized field of study. Whether it's engineering, environmental science, business, agriculture, health, medicine, or even history or the performing arts. It is our belief and a core value of an American-style education that even technical specialists, medical doctors, engineers, and scientists need to have a solid basis in the liberal arts. It's part of their education. In this complex world, you can't just be a specialist in one field. You have to be generally smart. And that's what happens to the students that come here. The first several years of their education, they're educated in a broad-based liberal arts curriculum. History, archaeology, everything that possibly can make them intelligent as they go throughout their careers, as they go through life. I arrived here, as I said, 4.5 years ago and was given instructions by the family, the founding family, to revolutionize two primary areas. Number one was healthcare in Iraq, and number two, what we call K-12 education, kindergarten through 12th grade education. Totally redo, reconstruct them, remodel them, rebuild them. I took that charge very seriously, which is why we're spending so much time, effort, and money on the hospital, on the medical program, healthcare technology program, nursing, pharmacy, dentistry, and more. We're spending a lot of time and money on that. We are going to revolutionize healthcare in Iraq. We are going to revolutionize K-12 education in Iraq, kindergarten through 12th grade. I'm sorry to say it's just not very good, the way it's being done now. Students are taught through rote memorization. They are not taught to critically think, to think for themselves, and we are going to transform the way that is done. We're doing that by building two what we call model schools. These are real schools with 650 students in each one. One of them is kindergarten through 6th grade, and the other one is 7th grade through 12th grade. Real students taught by by teachers that we observe in the classroom. We critique how they teach so that they can become better teachers. To help us succeed, we've already established partnerships with some of the most prestigious universities in the world, including Exeter University in Great Britain, who will have joint programs with us in medicine and healthcare, Vanderbilt and Seton Hall universities in the United States will have joint programs in education, George Mason University, joint programs in law, Sapienza University of Rome, joint programs in archaeology and antiquities, and more, many more. Working hand in glove with business and industry throughout the region, as well as government agencies, we are building a solid, practical curriculum. In a mere 12 months, we have signed legal memoranda of agreements with 20 private businesses in Iraq, such as Zain Telecommunications, as well as other ministries, such as the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Ministry of Culture, and more. We've also signed agreements with the Prime Minister's Office, with the Judicial Institute of the Supreme Judicial Council, with Ahmed East, a variety of German foundations, including Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, with the Al Narain Center, with the Foreign Service Institute of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and a number of others. In addition to our traditional academic courses, through our Continuing Education Institute, we will be offering soft skills training in a variety of disciplines, including leadership, public speaking, entrepreneurship, finance, accounting, diplomacy, public policy, and a great deal more. Enough of a speech. I'm really looking forward. I've never been to a moot court before. I never even knew what it was. I'm learning now. It's going to be an exciting couple of days. Will all of us learn a lot over the course of this competition. The moot court is a chance to learn practical skills in legal research and writing, communication, public speaking. It's an exercise in confidence building, in argumentation and debate. It's an opportunity to learn how to use facts and data to support arguments. All of these are skills that are incredibly important in our fast-paced information age. Just as AUIB is an American-style university, the moot court is American-style as well, embracing principles of broad inquiry, open dialogue, and emphasizing critical thinking skills. Let's get going. Again, it's a distinct pleasure having you at this university. I hope you will feel at home here. This is your home. This is your university. Let's have some fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Malnix. It is our honor to have with us today Iraq's Minister of Justice since June 2020, Judge Salar Abdel Sattar. Minister Sattar has been a judge in the Leyland Court of First Instance and served as the head of both the Baghdad Risafa Federal Appeal Court in 2015 and the Kirkuk Federal Court of Appeal. He also served in the Risafa First Investigation Court in 2015, as well as the Shuan Court of First Instance and the Taza Investigation Court, both in 2017. His research has focused on the legal protection of witnesses, experts, detectives, and victims in Iraqi and comparative law. He holds a BA in law from the University of Baghdad. Minister, welcome.
قرأت قصة حياتي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السيد رئيس الجامعة الأمريكية الدكتور مايكل مولينكس، السادة والسيدات من الكادر التدريسي المحترمون، الحضور الكريم جميعا، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يطيب لي في هذا اليوم الجميل أن أكون في هذا الصرح العلمي العملاق وهذه المؤسسة العلمية الكبيرة التي نطمح أن تكون اللبنة الأساسية في تقديم عجلة العلم والتطور ومواكبة دول العالم المتقدم في مجال التعليم بشتى مجالاته وأقسامه وفروعه. ولقد تشرفنا قبل أشهر بزيارة الجامعة الأمريكية واطلعنا عن قرب عن ما تقدمه لطلبتها من أساليب عصرية وأدوات متقدمة وكادر تدريسي من الأساتذة الأفاضل ممن يشار لهم بحسن العمل والكفاءة. الحضور الكريم، تمثل المحكمة الصورية نموذج تطبيقي للمحاكم الحقيقية، حيث يقوم من خلالها الطلبة بطرح محاكاة لمحاكمة حقيقية في قضية معينة، وذلك في ظل حضور من الجمهور أعضاء الهيئة التدريس والطلبة الذين يحضرون مناقشة القضية، الأمر الذي يعكس بشكل إيجابي، وذلك عن طريق ربط الدراسة النظرية بالعملية والتميز والإبداع في التطبيق العملي لمهارات الترافع والمرافعة لطلبة كلية القانون، وتقديم وتدريب تطبيقي ونوعي من خلال توفير محيط قانوني علمي مهني وفق معايير وأسس علمية تساهم في كسب وتنمية المهارات اللازمة لممارسة عمل المحاماة، وتطوير القدرات الشخصية لدى الطلبة للدفاع عن أفكارهم وأسانيدهم أمام الجمهور والمؤسسات المعنية. السيدات والسادة الأفاضل، تلعب التحكيم التجاري دورا هاما في تسوية المنازعات العقدية وبالأخص التجارية، وإن اللجوء إلى شرط التحكيم كوسيلة لحل تلك النزاعات يعد في الوقت الحاضر أكثر الآليات فاعلية وضرورية تفرضها معطيات العمل التجاري الدولي، نظرا للخصائص والفوائد التي يوفرها التحكيم من بساطة في الإجراءات واختصار للوقت، فيلجأ الأطراف تلافي الإجراءات الطويلة التي طلبها القضاء كاختصاص المحاكم والمدد والمواعيد وما إلى ذلك من إجراءات قضائية إلى إبرام اتفاق تحكيم تفاديا منهم لتطبيق هذه القواعد. كما يتمتع أطراف التحكيم بميزة اختيار المحكمين، فيختار كل طرف منهم محكما يرشحه أو يختاره للتعيين، مما يوفر له راحة نفسية لمساهمته في اختيار من سينظر قضيته. ويتميز التحكيم في الناحية السرية، فجرى العرف دوليا على أن يكون التحكيم سريا إلا على أطرافه، وهذا ما يحبذه الأطراف، خصوصا إن كانوا من فئة التجار الذين يرغبون في حماية سمعتهم ضد أي شيء من شأنه المساس بها، على خلاف الحال في القضاء العادي، إذ إن جلساته وأحكامه علنية من حيث المبدأ العام، حيث أجاز المشرع العراقي اللجوء للتحكيم في كثير من المنازعات وعلى الأخص التجارية منها. فقد نصت العديد من القوانين العراقية على التحكيم بحسبانه وسيلة مهمة لفض النزاعات التي تتعلق بالقضايا التجارية. لا يخفى على الجميع إننا بحاجة إلى خطوات عملية متسارعة في مجال النزاعات والتحكيم الدولي، إذ لا يزال العراق ضعيفا في هذا المجال، وهذا ما يدعو الجميع إلى التكاتف وبذل الجهود وإقامة مراكز التحكيم والعمل على استعادة الحقوق. وهذا ما دعانا في وزارة العدل على إبرام مذكرات تعاون وإنشاء مراكز التحكيم مع دول الجوار العراقي وبعض البلدان الأخرى، وتوصلنا إلى خطوات إيجابية بهذا الصدد، وخصوصا أثناء رعايتنا لمؤتمر استرداد الأموال العراقية المنهومة بحضور دولة رئيس الوزراء السيد مصطفى الكاظمي والأمين العام لجامعة الدول العربية. أحبتي الحضور، إننا نطلع إلى شراكة حقيقية مع كل المؤسسات من أجل رفع المستوى الدراسي والقانوني والمعرفي لدى كافة الشرائح، ومنها كوادر وزارة العدل العراقية. ومن هذه المؤسسات هي الجامعة الأمريكية التي أبرمنا معها كوزارة العدل في 7 من شهر شباط الجاري اتفاق تعاون مشترك في مجال التدريب وتبادل الخبرات، ونتطلع في الأيام القادمة إلى المزيد من هذه التبادل الخبرات. أبارك لكم من كل قلبي خطوات النجاح في هذه الجامعة، وكذلك المشاريع العمل المؤسساتية التي تخدم الإنسانية وتدفع بعجلة العلم والتطور، وهي دعوة مني لمد جسور التعاون المشترك وتضافر الجهود في سبيل إعلاء صرح العلم في بلدنا العزيز العراق. شكرا جزيلا للدعوة، وشكرا للسيد رئيس الجامعة والكوادر المتخصصة، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Minister. Our next speaker has a career dedicated to teaching and service. With undergraduate and graduate degrees from Al Narain University and a PhD from the University of Baghdad's Criminal Law College, Dr. Salah Al-Fatlawi has held multiple influential leadership positions, including Associate Dean of the College of Law at the University of Baghdad, Dean of the College of Law and Political Sciences at Al-Iraqiyya University, Director General of the Department of Missions and Cultural Relations, and most recently, Head of the Scientific Supervision Evaluation Authority in the Ministry of Higher Education since 2020. Please help me welcome Dr. Al-Fatlawi.
صوت تمام؟ اكو صوت؟
Let him speak.
الو صوت موجود. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you very much. Of course, special welcome the Minister of Justice, I also knew that Ministry of Higher Education are attending this meeting, including Mr. Basim Al-Abbas, Director General of Civil Affairs of the United States, and Dr. Almay, who is the President, and also Dr. Hussein, the Director of in the Ministry of Higher Education. I would like to thank, first of all, to host such an important. This is one of the important to conduct past. I was a food court opportunities that were transferring to contribute Iraqi students in the ministry seeing them. The American University is hosting this program. At the moment, I very different for that, for taking this initiative, and also to thank the sponsors who are doing their very best in the university. This is one of the entities that we are very proud to establish in the Ministry of Higher Education, and we are very supportive to this entity. We are very glad to see such a model, such an educational model that follows the American standards of education here in Iraq, and so far is doing so great. Throughout my career, I have traveled around the world and met with many lawyers, law schools, law firms, law faculties, law students, and legal associations. From this experience, I observed that countries with a strong and vibrant society had a solid legal framework that was upheld by a strong network of qualified lawyers with the practical expertise to uphold the rule of law. And such expertise comes with time, practice, and experiences. The ministry appreciated the need for Iraq to reform its legal education in such a manner that would yield graduates with the knowledge, resources, but also the practical experience to build the necessary legal network that Iraq needs. Mooting is an essential aspect of our reform priorities, and we have taken on many experiences. We have participated in the JESI moots through support from the US government, as well as regional moots such as the JCC Media moot, to name a few. However, in 2012, I was introduced to the Williams C. This International Commercial Arbitration moot by the Commercial Law Development Program. After one trial year of the program, it became apparent that this program would need to be institutionalized in Iraq. The VES moot doesn't just graduate bilingual experts in international commercial law. It teaches how to command oral and written legal communication in any legal system, common and civil. This was the reform Iraq needed, and thanks to our close cooperations with CLDP, we have developed a legal network to over 100 lawyers that ensure Iraq's economics developed. This same network played a hand in advancing for Iraq, in advocating for Iraq's accessing to the New York Convention. I hope it is this same network we will work hard to protect it. I am very aware of the sacrifices that both CLDP, the ministry that the student and the program parents had to go through to get to this point. It took a decade of intensive work and tensions. I believe that all good things come in time. I am glad to see this seed we planted together grow into a beautiful young tree. Finally, I would like to thank some of the persons who participated, who contributed very intensively in this program and support the Iraqi students in order to train on this program and mooting. I would like particularly to mention Mrs. Mais Abbousi, who participated in training our students, and also one of my older friends. He is now I think he's in Pittsburgh University College of Law, Ronald Brandt. So thank you very much again for the American University in Baghdad to host this program, this very program. I would like all the success to this program. I would like also to thank my colleague, Dr. Hussein Shoueli, who is doing his best in order to train the students and to see as much as we can of Iraqi students competing in this moot court. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dr. Falai. Dr. Fatlawi, thank you. We are very happy to have with us today a representative from our funding partner for this moot court, Ms. Ellen Indrizi. Ms. Indrizi is the Justice Attaché at U.S. Embassy Baghdad and will hold this post for 2 years. She served with the U.S. Department of Justice for 16 years and was previously in private practice in New York. She earned a BA and MA from the University of Virginia and a JD from Northwestern University. Ms. Indrizi has served twice before as Justice Attaché in Iraq, 2010 through 2011 and 2013 through 2014. We welcome you to the podium, Ms. Indrizi.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, honored guests, faculty, and students. My name is Ellen Indrizi, and I am the Justice Attaché at the United States Embassy. It is my honor and privilege to join you this morning. Thank you to our host, Dr. Michael Mulnix. You have a beautiful campus here today at American University in Baghdad. And as a former literature teacher, I am excited to hear about your K-12 education program. Thank you also to the Minister of Justice and to the Director General of the Ministry of Higher Education. Your support of the Vis Moot, and more importantly, your support of the students, Moot alumni, arbitrators, faculty, and judiciary will have lasting impact on Iraq's role in international commerce. Thank you to Associate Dean Dr. Kansa Jassam of Auib for making everything run so smoothly, and to Associate Dean Dr. Hussein Al-Shawali of Al-Iraqiyya University. It will be a tough decision this afternoon between the two Al-Iraqiyya teams, I'm sure, but it is a far easier thing to do today to give you my thanks for your work with the Commercial Law Development Program. The CLDP is one of the best partners for Iraq's law students, lawyers, and judiciary. And for that, I am grateful to Ms. Mace Abusi, who joins us virtually. It is a privilege to support the CLDP programming for Iraq. And if I have anything to say about it, the embassy will continue to support the CLDP for a long time to come. In fact, when I was last in Iraq as Justice Attaché, I attended a CLDP program held in Dubai called The Role of the Judiciary in Enforcing International Arbitration Agreements and Awards. And Judge Delissa Ridgway of the Court of International Trade in New York joined us. And the Iraqi judges who attended had extensive discussions about international arbitration and the need for Iraq to join the New York Convention. That was March 2014. Okay, that was March 2014. Less than 2 weeks ago, on February 9th, 2022, the New York Convention entered into force for Iraq. Iraq is now the 169th state party to the New York Convention. It is fantastic to see Iraq achieve this goal. The website for the Willem Vismoot has the tagline, "Learn, share, connect, and influence." The Iraq competition is the perfect example of that. The students competing here today are an integral part of the future of Iraq. I'm honored to be here with you, and I look forward to seeing what you will accomplish. The students' willingness to learn about commercial arbitration and to spend hours writing memos and practicing arguments is matched only by their professors and other legal professionals' dedication to share their knowledge and experience. Thank you to the team coaches today and everyone who is serving as an arbitrator. Your time is a great investment in these young women and men. The MOOC could not happen today without the Alumni Association, and it is their energy and willingness to connect that will continue the relationships and build the network of attorneys, scholars, and judges who will represent Iraq in the international arbitration community. A special thank you to Ms. Rafal Karajouli and Mr. Hassan Aboud. And finally, the influence of the Ministries of Justice and Higher Education, the influence of the universities represented here today, and the influence of the international community is essential. Your support shows that Iraq is committed to increasing international commerce and participating fairly and consistently as a state party to the New York Convention. That is an incredible message, and it relies on your influence. Learn, share, connect, and influence. Today, the students are focused on the imaginary nation of Danubia, which is the seat of our arbitration. But I hope they have the time of their lives in Vienna, Austria this April. Shukran jazilan.
Ms. Indrizi, thank you. Today we are pleased to welcome Ms. Mace Abbas Abusi, Attorney Advisor of the International Commercial Law Development Program. Ms. Abusi primarily advises governments in the Middle East and North Africa on legal reform and economic development issues. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree in economics with a minor in political science from George Mason University and received a Juris Doctor from the Washington College of Law at American University. Ms. Abusi, welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, great. No back echo. Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to join you virtually here. It's about 2 a.m. in Washington, D.C. I think a lot of thank yous have gone around, but I'm going to try to give it a go as a pleader today. So, dear members of the Arbitral Tribunal, my name is Mesa Basabusi, and I'll be representing the Commercial Law Development Program of the United States Department of Commerce. And I'd respectfully request the Arbitral Tribunal to reserve the next 3 days to see and observe the next generation and the legal guardians of trade and investment for the Republic of Iraq. And I kindly request you to conclude that the VISMOOT program should be institutionalized formally as part of the Ministry of Higher Education's law school curriculum. Why? Quite simple. These students have worked so hard for over 12 years, and they do not quit. They are very courageous, extremely generous, extremely proud, and they're hungry for change. Currently, I've been working with students every year voluntarily, not receiving any student credit. So these students are coming in really requesting pain, wanting to be part of 9 months of written research and dedication of over 40 hours a week from August all the way to April to get the opportunity to plead for 15 minutes only, maybe a few times throughout the course of the 2 months. But I'll tell you, I've been doing this for 12 years, and I've helped over 40 jurisdictions from all over the world enter into Vienna. But being an Iraqi American myself, I have to say and admit that helping the Iraqi Moot program thrive and begin and grow has been the best ride of my life. I would like to thank the students for the past decade and plus that have shown me the evolution of the Iraq spirit and how it's changed over the course of the years. Every year I get a batch of about 4 to 10, sometimes 20 students. And whenever I sit and watch and think, okay, which one's going to lead? For the first 5 to 6 years, I don't think we were able to yield much. There was so much pressure, so much politics, so much environmental, challenges establishing a Bismuth Alumni Association. My colleague from the U.S. Embassy would have seen, we started out in 2014 on arbitration, and here we are, and things have changed dramatically. And we can see through the evolution of Bismuth program, we started with 1 team back in 2012, and now have gone to a full 4 teams, and inshallah will be many more teams as we grow nationally. I don't really want to talk too much about the Bismuth or CLDP because I think everyone will see and learn more about our programs and what we do. I do want to take this moment to thank the students for taking the time to step up, to try something completely new in a foreign language, verbally and in written. I wouldn't be able to do it. And I'd like to thank their parents and their community. They're not only changing legal minds, they're also changing hearts. Every time I took a delegation, whether it be in Bahrain in the regional moot or in Vienna, the best part of my day is when the Iraq team finishes pleading. You should see the views and the faces of the arbitral tribunal that they pleaded in front of. They couldn't believe what type of caliber came out of the Republic. They just needed an opportunity and a chance and a few resources. The next generation of the Iraqi lawyers are hungry to step up, and they're ready. And all they need is the support, the continued support of the Ministry of Higher Education, the Ministry of Justice, and hopefully with CLDP's work and all our partners, and thankfully to the hospitality of AUIB, we hope to continue to foster this VISMOOT to make it grow more than its second, and make it an annual event that we can partner with in future years. With that, I conclude my submissions, and thank you all for letting me take some of your time for today. Good luck, students.
Ms. Sabusi, thank you so much. We are proud to welcome Dr. Hussein Al-Shuwaili, Associate Dean of the College of Law at Al-Amrikiyya University. Dr. Shuwaili received his PhD in Constitutional Law from the University of Babylon. He earned a Bachelor of Arts in English Translation from Al-Mustansiriya University and a Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Baghdad University. He has been the manager of the VIS Moot Court Arbitration Competition in Iraq since 2017. Welcome.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to express my great gratitude to you for taking the trouble to attend and dedicating a part of your precious time. Your presence, participation, and support means a lot to me and my students in this competition. This day is extremely a great day for the members of team participating. I am also pleased to speak on behalf of the leadership of Al-Amrikiyya University here, which has adopted the international arbitration competition since 2017 and helped to transfer this competition to other universities. Al-Amrikiyya University, as well as all institutions of higher education, believe that civilization have developed through continuity of science and renewal of knowledge, and believe that the universities and educational institutions' importance extends to achieving community development in all fields. For this aim, that Al-Amrikiyya University found that it is necessary to use modern methods in education to raise the level of knowledge of their students in general, and in particular to enhance the ability of reasonable and logical thinking of students of law. One of these modern methods was to engage in this global competition. In accordance with the CLDP presented by Ms. Maisy Al-Abusi, we engage in this competition. The beginning of our students in this was so hard. It was in Kuwait, February 2017. We were four of my students and myself. It was like we were in wooden boat on troubled sea in totally darkness night. Mace and Professor Brand from Pittsburgh University with their staff were arguing with people in English, with people from Middle East, North Africa, about topics we had never ever heard about. Topics like United Nations Convention on the Contract of Sale of Goods, New York Convention on the enforcement of arbitral awards, ancestral model law on international commercial arbitration, and other topics. We were therefore disappointed, but the insistence, diligence, passion, and hard work of my students led to the continuation. We start reading on the topics of Vismut, day and night, arbitration and international trade law, judicial decision, arbitral awards, and thousands of juris comments on that. The next year, we made a remarkable progress. I was so proud to see my students in Bahrain or in Vienna were arguing in English with teams from all over the world. We did it. And we started to help other Iraqi universities to establish Vismut teams. Mustansiriya, Nahrain, the Hawk University, and TIU University in Erbil. When we were participating in the competition in other countries, my students used to ask me, "Professor, will the day come when the competition held in Iraq, in our country?" My answer was a little ambiguous answer. God is good, maybe. Finally, the clear answer has come. In cooperation with the American University in Baghdad, our dream of holding the competition in our country has become a reality. This great scientific gathering is very important to us, as it is the first step that will be followed by steps on this path. On behalf of Dr. Ali Jabouri, President of Al-Iraqiyya University, and the other staff, I extend my thanks to the Ministry of Higher Education in Iraq for supporting us, and to CLDP program for its continuous support. Dr. Michael, Dr. Don, Dr. Doris, Dr. Khansa, all the staff and the students of Auib, thank you for your hospitality, encouragement, and enthusiasm to share us this great day. God is good indeed, all the time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. Shuaili, thank you. It is a pleasure for me to introduce AUIB's own Associate Dean, College of Law, Dr. Kansa Mohammed Jassim. Dr. Jassim has a PhD in Public Law and International Law from Al Narain University and a Master's in International Law from Baghdad University. She is a professor of Public International Law and Private International Law and International Organizations, as well as a human rights activist and the author of 2 books. Dr. Jassim is a member of the Egyptian Society for Economics, Statistics, and Legislation. Dr. Jassim.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the American University of Iraq, Baghdad. The university, represented by its faculty members, administrative staff, and students, and in particular, College of Law, in cooperation with the CLDB, are proud and privileged to host this important event, the second Iraqi commercial arbitration competition. It is the AUIB mission to spread knowledge, not only to the Iraqi young generation, but to society. It is by knowledge, as said in the sponsor's message, to our students, only by knowledge can we rebuild Iraq. Dear all, let me tell you that I'm not revealing a secret when I say that we, as a state and society, know very little about the culture and procedures of arbitration. And this has impacted many sectors in our society, including business and investment. Many international companies and investors are not willing to establish economic or investment projects in Iraq due to the absence of arbitration procedures. At the same time, Iraqi ministries and official bodies are required to use international arbitration courts to resolve disputes with foreign companies. So somebody might ask, why does AUIB host this moot court event? Answering this question, probably I need to talk briefly about AUIB and its College of Law. You all know that AUIB is a new university. It was established approximately 1 year ago with an American-style approach to education. And this applies to the College of Law. We were successful in establishing a distinguished curriculum at the college, which I could claim that you won't find in any other university in Iraq and maybe in the region. For example, we teach the Iraqi law and the Anglo-American law at the same time. This combination will produce some of the most well-rounded, capable legal practitioners in the region. Our college will have the ability to instill critical thinking in students. Iraq is experiencing an unprecedented period where critical thinking is needed more than ever in next generation. The bedrock of all progressive and developed societies is a respected legal system. So, College of Law at AUIB will seek to play a key role in creating the future leaders of Iraqi legal system. In addition, we are committed to enhance the legal knowledge and culture in our society and to fill gaps in our legal education. Without doubt, one of these gaps is the arbitration. So when we approached to participate and to help in holding this event, the second Iraqi commercial arbitration competition, we were delighted to host and sponsor it. On behalf of the College of Law, I welcome all of you to this event and look forward to interacting with you over the next several days. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jassam. I am very excited to introduce our first presentation today for this moot court because it is by our own AUIB students. Students, it's your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2016, when I met the godfather of the Iraqi Vismut, Dr. Hussein al-Shuwaili, in that day, he confessed me to leave a passion I had of joining the IT engineering college, only for sake of Vismut. I was only a first stage student in the Iraqi university, trying to get a good opportunity of being a normal employee. I couldn't speak English well at that time, and neither now. I assumed that I would participate in a regular competition with an international universities, which was amazing. I passed the first year with a very bad experience. That because of the challenge of resources and the training experience we never had. But with all the support by our university, especially from Dr. Ali Al-Juburi and Dr. Hassan Fadala and our dean, Dr. Muhammad Hamid, and with the motivation of Dr. Hussein and his insistence and the great support that we got from my coach, the first coach, Mr. Hussein Al-Hadithi, and the CLDP support, with the special gratitude for Mace, the one who created this new generations of lawyers in Iraq. I started my second year with the Vismut, and I picked the 3 students, Zainab, Rafal, and Diyar, who become my new family and my buddies in success, who they took the flag later to build all the teams you will see today and the Iraqi Vismut itself. Ladies and gentlemen, this program had changed my mentality entirely. From a normal student I was to an entrepreneur and a CEO and a founder of my own company at 24 years old only. I want to say that you are attending today is neither an educational program nor a regular competition. You are visiting the factory of success. This is a new glimmer of hope to change the Iraqi legal system and give the economy of Iraq a new chance to be a part of the world. And now I will leave you with a student of the Auib to give us a summary explanation about the Vismut and arbitration and the Auib. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Mustafa Saad. I'm a student at the College of International Studies. I'm honored today to welcome you from the land of the first law. Honorable guests, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure indeed to welcome you all on behalf of the students of the American University of Iraq, Baghdad, to the William C. International Commercial Arbitration Mode. I would like to extend a special thanks and welcome to His Excellency, the Minister of Justice, Judge Salar Mohammed, and all our distinguished guests. Now, I leave the ground for my esteemed colleague, Ms. Mariam. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is Mariam Khalid, a student at American University College of Law, Stage 1. I'd like to introduce you to our university. Who are we? We are the American University of Iraq, Baghdad, a non-established university that was opened in 2018. We are focused on problem solving, leadership, communication, and deep disciplinary knowledge. And the most importantly, Auib learning and making a bright future for our generation by teaching them not only how to improve their skills, but also to be great and to succeed in their all fields, to be great doctors, lawyers, pharmacists, and many other professions. In Auib, we have the best techniques and the classes to get all the pieces of information in the best way possible. We are located at the airport road, at a historical location to the student, to see the greatest of the past to create the future. Thank you for listening. Moving to my colleague Tabarak, and she will start with why Auib.
Good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you, Mariam. I am Tabarak Radif, a student at Auib College of Law. Today I'm going to answer the question that many of you might ask. Why us? Why Auib? What makes us so special? I'm going to answer your question with another question, let's say. What if I told you 1 + 1 is 6, 2 to 7? Oh yeah, of course. I'm going to be wrong. You're going to say I'm wrong. This is mathematically wrong. 1 + 1 is 2. What if you were wrong and I was wrong? What is even right? This is what we do at AUIB. We don't memorize, we think. That's why critical thinking is one of the most important skills to learn at AUIB. The what if? Many things over the world we thought they were right for the longest time, just to be proven wrong later by critical thinkers. That's why what we create a generation of thinkers, not robots. In AUIB, we have the best teaching mechanisms and techniques with professors that actually care about students to learn in fun and comfortable environments. Why AUIB? Because we create a generation of leaders, not only career holders. Thank you so much for listening. Moving on to my colleague, Hatem.
Well, thank you, Tabarak, for the brilliant speech that she giving us. Well, good morning, everyone. Here is Hatem Abdul Karim. I'm a law school student here in AUIB. Welcome to our beautiful campus. Of course, I'm gonna speak about the law school. I will start in the beginning. I will start by saying to answer the most important questions that we have here in AUIB. American law or Iraqi law? Well, we do both in AUIB. That's what makes us so unique, so special in the area. In AUIB, you can learn American law and Iraqi law in both languages. So by that, you can have a huge job opportunities in the whole world. Our students have a full understanding of what's going on in here. And we also get them to get a full lawyer experience during their academic journey by having a visual course, so they can practice law on a professional level. The College of Law has designed a curriculum that can be adapted for future circumstances. For future circumstances, grounded in American liberal approach style, which foster critical thinking through continuous assessments. Law at AUIB will not only make us a good lawyer, but also will make us a world leader. Thank you, everyone, and I will like to end this by saying we have a good experience here. We have a good opportunities, but we have challenge. And I have no doubt that with all of your supports, we can make some change here in Iraq. We will be something in the future with your help. So thank you very much. And moving on to my brilliant colleague here, Mr. Abdullah Lami, and he will speak about the Visma. Thank you.
Thank you, Hatem. We will be moving on to the next slide. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Abdullah Lami, a first-year law student at the College of Law in AUIB. In this slide, we will be focusing on the main reason of why we are all gathered here, which is the VIS competition. The William C. Viz International Commercial Arbitration MOOC competition is held annually since 1994 in Austria, Vienna. And AUIB is paying special attention to this specific competition, and we are going to be devoting 7 months during the next year of training for this competition, specifically due to the fact, as mentioned earlier in this event, the lack of arbitration systems and arbitration culture within legal practitioners in Iraq. Most legal practitioners and firms in Iraq focus on civil and criminal litigation, and there is no to little focus on arbitration. And however, recently, in the past 2 or 3 years, the Ministry of Justice has been paying specific attention to this issue. And as just recently, we have went into the New York Convention and signed it. So this is a huge improvement for Iraq. That's why this is going to be serving one of the main objectives also of AIB. This objective is to bring an international experience and enable and assist our students to have an international perspectives on issues and import this experience into Iraq and help students to reach the finish line in implementing these new ideas and perspectives in the Iraqi system. I'll be moving on. In this next slide, I'll give you briefly more information about how the competition works. Each year, as mentioned before, the competition focuses primarily on implementing issues from real world and also fictional issues that might happen in implementing the principle of United Nations Convention on contracts concerning international sales of goods. It's known as CISG. And in this implementation in the competition, there's two main phases. The first phase is going to be the written phase. In this phase, we will be focusing on in writing and developing two memorandums for both the clients and the respondents to be reviewed by the tribunal in Vienna. After successfully passing this stage, we'll be moving on to the oral examination, which is going to be held in Vienna, where hopefully we will be representing both Iraq and AIB to hopefully achieve a successful place in the competition next year. Thank you so much. I'll be moving on to my friend Navam.
Hello, thanks for my colleague for introducing me. First, my name is Nidam Na'ma. I'm a student at International Relations in my first stage. When we talk about the experience that a student might expect from the Vismut, well, first, other than the nation representation on a national scale, it gives the student opportunity to develop his skills in a different ways. For example, it fosters student knowledge in the areas of international sales law and international commercial arbitration. It also develops students' research skills. It improves his advocating, his team working, his communication skills. It also builds a leadership personality of that student. In the end, the Vismut is a wonderful experience for both students and advisors. It's a compelling way to enhance one's legal education. And it's a new way and a fun way of learning other than just a book and a pen. And it's our environment now here in AUIB. We'll learn to change our environment. Thank you very much. Moving on to my colleague Mustafa to conclude. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to extend our gratitude to everyone who participated in an effort from the faculty, the staff, the various colleges, and especially Dr. Michael Milnix and Dr. Khansa. And we will tell you, we are delightful that you are part of our bright future. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless Iraq and its people.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attending. Our honored guest, we are going to take a coffee break for 10 minutes. Thank you so much.